Hello there again, it's me, the little talky thing that kinda looks like Kit from Knight Rider. Well, I went out and got my own little crappy pawn shop. Oh my god, is that Blood TV? I figure if people are gonna be watching these videos, I might as well look presentable. Last week I uploaded my first video calling out the art institutes and the shady company that owns them, EDMC, for defrauding the government and the students that they claim to be educating. Since then, I have heard from dozens and dozens of other students that are just as stark raving mad, punch somebody in the butt until they die pissed off as I am. I've even heard from pissed off mothers of students. You hear that, EDMC? Mom's pissed at you, and she's gonna take away your yacht, your beach house, your 22-year-old girlfriend, your unconvincing hair plugs that your friend Tad told you looked totally real, bro, even though you detected a snicker in his voice, and sent you to bed early with no creme brulee and panda meat dinner. In fact, I've spoken to so many of you, we all got together and started a Facebook support group. Please go to facebook.com/AIFraud and click like. Please go there and share your stories with us. In the next video installment, we plan to use our voice actors to quote your statements. This is your chance to tell your story to the world. Or at least whoever's on YouTube. Alright, let's get to the nasty. Last time I went into detail about how the Art Institute of Pittsburgh online division is a complete and utter fraud. I spoke about how pitiful the curriculum there is. I spoke about how incompetent the staff and the advisors there are. I spoke about how outlandishly overpriced the tuition to the school is. Then we got to the really gory part of this horror story. All the college students that just happen to break down in the middle of the woods and wander into the art institutes. This is the part where the guy with the human skin mask jumps out with the chainsaw and carves up all the college students like Thanksgiving turkeys. This is the part where students graduate and they find out that they put themselves in debt for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a degree that is completely worthless. But you still have to pay back your student loans. But hey, they gave me this sweet mouse pad. I'll just sell it on eBay for $90,000, no harm, no foul. EDMC knows that there is zero consumer protection on student loans, and they are taking full advantage. You can't get rid of your student loans even if you declare bankruptcy. Pretty much the only way you can get rid of them is if you chop your legs off and you can't work anymore. I'm not doing that.
It worked for me.
You just chopped off your foot. And no, it didn't. You gotta hand it to these for-profit colleges. It is the perfect crime. The victims can't defend themselves. In fact, the way the system is set up, the victims are the ones that are vilified. If you can't pay your student loans, there's some serious hammers that'll come down on you. Tax refund offsets, garnished paychecks, loss of federal benefits. You can even get sued and kiss your credit score goodbye. So basically, you're stuck owing more money than you've ever made in your life, and a degree that's once again worthless. What do you mean it's worthless? It's a college degree! Well, you see, the school's reputation's in the toilet. Word's gotten out that the school doesn't properly prepare its students to join the real workforce. They don't produce industry-standard work. People aren't very likely to hire us. I certainly didn't learn how to put these graphics together by going to the Art Institute. I learned how to do this stuff by watching videos for free on sites like YouTube and Video Copilot. To sum up, I could carve a better school out of a banana. Which leads me to my next point. Bananas are about the only thing you're going to be able to afford to eat if you go to this school. Sad banana. The Art Institutes, and from what I hear, all EDMC-owned schools are diploma mills. Hey, what's a diploma mill? Thanks for asking. A diploma mill is a for-profit college that cares more about making money than giving people a good education. Diploma mills just crank out degrees. And guess what? 2 + 2 = 4. They don't have any respect on the job market. So basically, if EDMC and all of the schools that they own were an actual person, they'd look like this. Also, last time I talked about the Department of Justice suing EDMC for fraud. What they've been doing is paying the recruiters out of government money to get more students enrolled, an alleged $800 a student in some cases. Yeah, guess what? That's illegal. There's your explanation as to why the recruiter that spoke to you was so aggressive about getting you to sign up.
Well, if you're not gonna go to school now, when will you ever go? It says here that you're a single mother. Well, how are you gonna provide for your baby if you don't go to art school?
Yeah, I wish I was making that up. See, the little rape goblins on the other end of the phone aren't there to help you get an education. They're there to help you owe money on a degree that isn't worth the paper that it's printed on. You want to hear the really nasty stuff? I know you do. EDMC will let people into its schools that can barely read or write. Do you know what real art schools do? They make applying students submit a portfolio of their work. And guess what? If they suck, they don't get in. Anybody who can halfway sign their name on a student loan contract can go to the Art Institute. They'll let people enroll in the online program if they don't even own a computer. Does that sound like an angelic institution that's looking out for the best interests of its students? If you answered no, you get a macadamia nut cookie. If you answered yes, then please ask the person next to you to make a fart noise at you and punch you in the face.
Well, Mr. College Boy, if you were stupid enough to enroll, then you deserve what you get. I don't give an aardvark turd if you got screwed in the dirt button. I'm sick of listening to you whine. It ain't my problem.
We'll see there, local yokel. It is. You see, whether you realize it or not, your tax dollars are going to keep these diploma mills in business. And when they don't properly prepare students to go out into the workforce and make the millions of dollars they claim that they're going to, they have to default on their loans. And that's more tax money that you have to pay.
Oh, my dirt button hurts.
All of our dirt buttons hurt. You might want to listen up. I don't know if you get TV out there and I married my cousinsburg, but the economy's kind of gone to and while no, EDMC and their schools are not the only bridge trolls responsible for that, they ain't helping. Just think about the future if this keeps going on. We're not gonna have a cool apocalypse. There won't be any killer time-traveling cyborgs. We're not gonna get overrun by flesh-eating zombies or super-intelligent apes. It's just gonna be this rotten son of a bitch laughing at the rest of us.
I cannot let that happen.
So here's what would happen in a perfect frou-frou candy gumdrop world. The government, being the sensitive listener that it is, will hear the deafening amount of student outcry against the art institutes. They'll look into the company that owns them, EDMC, and see that they're getting sued by the Department of Justice for fraud. They'll see that they've been stealing from them too. They'll see that their biggest investor is Goldman Sachs. And I don't need to tell you how shady they are. Their CEO just hired an evil high-power criminal attorney. You don't do that unless you're looking at jail time. Oh, and by the way, EDMC's former CEO and current chairman of the board, John McKernan, is married to U.S. Senator Olympia Snowe. She looks like a barrel of sunshine. And I'm pretty sure if you grab any dictionary and look up conflict of interest, their wedding photo's pictured. How is this even legal? Well, when you're married to a U.S. Senator, you can just make stuff legal.
Hello? Yeah, honey, I'd like to make bacon bikinis legal in the state of Pennsylvania. I'll see what I can do, dear. Oh, I'm sure it's just an innocent coincidence.
Maybe. It's not like Senator Snow owns millions of dollars in stock in EDMC. Oh, yikes. Yep, both McKernan and Snow held $6 million to $25 million in EDMC stock in 2009. So after looking into all of this, the government will go,
Something's not right here.
Then the white-collar crooks that are deemed responsible for all this will end up in a federal prison. You know where your dirt button is? Then, all of the billions of dollars that EDMC has sold its students into financial slavery for goes to help bail them out of the debt that those outright crooks railroaded them into. Then we'll all fly to Universal Studios on unicorns! Here's what will probably happen. Hey, you cut that out. Cut it out. See, what I've been told is that if the Department of Justice is successful in suing EDMC for that $11 billion, all of it's going to go right back into the government's general treasury and the cheated students aren't going to get a dime.
What?
Sad banana.
Dude, if all of that money's just gonna go back to the man, why should I care if EDMC gets sued? Hey, yeah!
You should care because this is a door-opening case. This is the first time ever that the Department of Justice has intervened in a case against a for-profit college corporation. It's kind of a big deal. Just the fact that the case is going on is going to lend a whole lot of credibility to student complaints. You need to give an aardvark turd about this case and where it could go and what it could mean, because otherwise students' hands are pretty much tied. See, there's a whole bunch of legal twaddlecock in the school's enrollment agreement, and because of some goofy laws that recently got passed in California, apparently there's no way to bring a class action lawsuit against the schools.
I know now why you cry.
But wait up there, fellow students and parents of fellow students. Put down the pills and take the shotguns out of your mouths. Last time I checked, this is still America.
Get out of here!
And if a whole Mayflower's worth of pilgrims gets ripped off, there's gotta be something we can do about it. Two can play at the twaddlecock game. I dare you to walk around saying nothing but that for an entire day. It's just all about finding the right legal representation. Most lawyers run scared because of the arbitration clauses because they don't want to have to put up a real fight. But somewhere out there's a superhero lawyer that's going to swoop in and save us all. He wears the heads of all the corrupt CEOs that he's defeated over the years on his belt. And if the going really gets rough, he can shoot laser beams from his briefcase of legal trickery. And he'll go into court and he'll say, well, according to the Alfred Clause amended in 1492, if a group of students is claiming that their college didn't deliver on their end of the bargain, and if when they enrolled a mallard was crossing the road within city limits on the second Tuesday of the month of February, they have every right to sue. I believe that this man is out there. Or maybe it's a woman. Maybe it's a whole bunch of men and women. Maybe it's a bunch of women. Maybe it's a bunch of men. Maybe it's a bunch of killer time-traveling cyborgs from the future. Point is, we just have to get the word out and get the right people to hear it. Although I do still like the angry torch-wielding mob idea. We'll call that Plan B. Or Plan Possum.
But what can I, a simple scammed Art Institute student, do?
EDMC and the Art Institutes are based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What we need to be doing is writing the Attorney General of Pennsylvania. You also need to write...
We interrupt this program to bring you important breaking news.
What the hell is this?
This just in from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, best known for its chocolate and fraudulent colleges. The federal government and several states are accusing a private Western Pennsylvania for-profit college of illegally paying recruiters to enroll students. The Pennsylvania officials say the Commonwealth may be unable to join the lawsuit.
What?
Nils Fredrickson, spokesman for the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office, said the Commonwealth cannot join the lawsuit directly because it does not have its own version of the False Claims Act.
That's a load of sh**.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a funny joke birthday cake arranged to look like dog poop. In any case, Fredrickson says that attorneys are reviewing consumer protection and other anti-fraud laws to see if one of them would provide a mechanism for entering the lawsuit. Someone at the scene that I just made up was quoted as saying, "For now, students are royally boned." F*** you, Internet.
Hey, sweetheart. Can we get Pennsylvania blocked from joining the lawsuit against the company I'm the chairman of the board for? Oh, of course, sweetheart. Right away. Hey, what are you doing? No! Hey, put the gun down. Damn it! Okay, everybody just calm down! It's not as bad as it seems. Back up a second.
The Commonwealth cannot join the lawsuit directly because it does not have its own version of the False Claims Act.
That's not as big as a mallard crossing the road within city limits on the second Tuesday in February as you think. And listen to this.
Attorneys are reviewing consumer protection and other anti-fraud laws to see if one of them would provide a mechanism for entering the lawsuit.
Did you hear that? They're already trying to get in on the lawsuit. And if we prove to them our numbers, they'll try even harder. So this doesn't really change what students and parents of students need to be doing. You still need to be writing the Attorney General's office of Pennsylvania and letting them know that you got scammed. You need to tell them that the crooks are hiding out in their backyard and their name is EDMC.
Well, Sheriff, butter my biscuits and call me Susan. That crooked EDMC is held up in the old mine shaft.
The bigger the fire we light under their asses, the harder they'll try to get in on the lawsuit. And that's good. You also need to be writing the state attorney general of the state that you live in. Let the attorney general of your state know that there's a company based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that is ripping off the citizens of his state. Tell them because of some local gobbledygook, the state of Pennsylvania is blocked from doing anything about it right now. The most important thing you can do right now is to be telling your story. Take the time to write it up. Isn't even the prospect of having your student loans forgiven worth the hour or so it's going to take you? Alright class, that's all the time we have for this installment. Send your stories to AIOnlineScam@gmail.com. Go to Facebook.com/AIFraud. Write your state attorney general. Write the Attorney General of Pennsylvania. Enjoy your macadamia nut cookie. And pass this video on as much as you can. And don't forget, click like.
Listen, lady, if you don't enroll in the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, I will make a skin vest out of you.